Alright guys, welcome to your first tutorial for how to do everything that we do here in BH1 for video editing. And the first lesson is how to import video files from the camera onto the computer. So what we're looking at right now is your blank desktop here. Before you begin importing anything off the camera and putting it onto the computer, the first thing you want to do is create a folder on your desktop here in this blank space that contains all the files that you're going to be bringing in. So you want to right click on the blank space here, go to new, and we're going to make a new folder, and we're going to name this whatever it is that we can remember to help associate with whatever our video package is. So if you were assigned a teacher spotlight, then you may call this teacher spotlight and then save it as that. We're going to call it temp, since it's a temporary folder that we're going to get rid of, but that's the first step. Next, after you connect your camcorder to the PC, you should get a dialog box pop up here that's asking what you want to do with the camera that's connected. So there's two different things we can do here. We can, if you get this dialog, we're going to click Open Folder to view files. And then you have to try to find the video files within the system here of the directory in the camera. So we're going to go to Private, AVC, BDM, and then Stream. Okay, and then here are all the video files that are actually being held on this camera. And so the longer you leave this, you're going to see some thumbnails pop up to help you identify what your video files are. Okay, so this was the first option we could have taken, is use Open Folder to view files, and we go from Private, AVC, BDM to Stream, and it shows us our video files. Now the other way, let me close out of this. The other thing we can do to help bring up the files that were on the camera after it's connected to the computer, let's say you didn't have that dialog box pop up, or you exited out of it before clicking Open Folder to view files. The other way you can do that is on your keyboard, hold down the Window key, which is in the bottom left corner of the keyboard, hold that down and press E. When we do that, it's going to bring up all the drives that are connected to the computer, and here's our camera. So we double click it, and then now we have our folders: Private, AVC, BDM, Stream. Okay. Now in the files on the camera, you're going to have to determine which ones are yours and which ones are not. So if we look at this, you'll notice that these are a lot of different video files here. There's one of me standing there. We had a visitor one day that I was helping out. We've got a BH1 member here. That's a 32-minute video there, so that's not what we want. So we're just going to take a couple of these. Let's say that these are actually part of our project, and we're going to drag them into our folder here. Now the other way we could do that, and we obviously release our left mouse button and they would go in. The other way to do it is to select the ones that you want by either clicking and dragging and highlighting all the ones you want, but sometimes that's not feasible. Let's say if I have this one, I want to copy file 10, 11, and 12. I could do it that way, but maybe I have to get number 6 as well, and there's no way to do that without getting 7 and 5. So the way we do that is we'll click on 12, you hold the Control key on your keyboard, and then click all the ones that you want to copy over, and that way you can pick a lot of different random ones. So I can left click, hold, and drag them to the temp folder, or I can right click on them after they're selected. Hit copy, open up my folder that I've created, right click, and paste them in. And you're going to see this little dialog box come up that you're transferring the video files. Once they're transferred to the computer, they are still on the camera. So if something happens to these here, they're still on the camera for you to be able to get. So just remember, we want to copy them from the camera into a folder on the desktop. That is your very first step before you do any other work with your video files on the computer.